Today we're taking a full recon look at Scotland Smash, a route that does exactly what the name suggests. At 17.8 kilometers with 167 meters of climbing, there's barely a single moment of true flat road. It's a course built around repeated punches, fast transitions, and constant attention. If you switch out for even a second, you're gone. So let's walk through the course section by section, and I'll point out what to expect, avoid, and where the pack will most likely split, all using real race footage. We roll out from downtown Glasgow, and right away, the pack rockets into the champion sprint for the first power-up of the day. You'd think that a sprint this early would cause chaos, but the downhill that follows actually compresses the group again. Still, don't drift all the way back. As you'll see in a second, things get spicy very fast. Up next, the first big test, Clyde Kicker KOM. As we approach the kicker, this is where you should already be thinking, do I need a power-up to stay attached? There's a short false flat around 4%, and then the road just snaps upward into the 9% wall. Watch how quickly the pack stretches here, and notice where I position myself. Ideally, you want to be in the front 10 to 15% of the group before the steepest pitch. You'll most likely drift backwards no matter what, so start near the front and let yourself slide. This footage is from Zwift games, meaning only one power-up is given per event. Therefore, I save my power-up. But in a normal race, this is a great climb to use one. Once you crest the top, do not relax. I mean 0 seconds of relaxing. Keep the watts high until you're around the bend, because this descent section strings out and can snap people unexpectedly. A mile later, we'll hit the next sprint banner, which gives another power up. If you burn something on the kicker, this is where you recover it. This area looks like it should be easy, but watch the footage. The pace is still very high. A long downhill follows, and this is where the first sort of the race happens. Blobs form, groups reshuffle, and anyone who overshot the KOM is now desperately trying to latch back on. With 90% of the course left to race, don't expect flyers to maintain a gap through the finish. Instead, save your legs and quick punches for the 6% gradients and maintain your positioning. After a bit of crit style weaving, we hit what is technically the flattest part of the map, and I put flat in quotes because it still hurts. You can actually see me drift a little too far back here and nearly pay for it. Crossing the stone bridge marks the beginning of the log drag that we'll finish on later. But this first pass, things are relatively tame. Sit in the middle third of the pack and enjoy the draft with this roughly 2.5% gradient climb. You'll need to output an uncomfortable amount of power to maintain your positioning, even on the flat, but nothing like the Clyde Kicker beforehand. Everyone's legs are buzzing, but nobody wants to waste bullets just yet. You'll hit another banner here. Use a power up only if you're about to lose the wheel. Attacks on this section rarely stick because the descent into the corkscrew pulls everything back together. Now we hit the corkscrew, and this is a great place to tail gun intentionally. Watch the footage. As the road tips to 8%, I start from the back and slingshot through the pack. It saves energy and keeps you out of trouble while maintaining your power until the descent. But honestly, being even a little further forward would have set up the next climb better. You'll see how quickly the pace ramps up again as we head around Nessie towards the Breakaway Brae KOM. The KOM line appears when gradients are minimal. The switchback at 6% is where the pack truly stretches. If you're already on your limit, this one will test you. After the steepest part, there's a draftable 4% rolling section into the castle. Use it to breathe and stay glued to wheels. If you haven't used a power up yet, this is another great moment. You'll get another one soon anyway. Thankfully, a long descent gives everyone a chance to regroup before the final uphill heavy portion of the route. If you're still with the front group here, confidence should be building. This section is fast, draftable, and predictable, unless someone decides to animate it with long-range attacks. Watch how the pack behaves in my footage. A few riders test things, but most just sit in and prepare for the final climb. Back on the crit circuit, expect sharp accelerations. The Clyde Kicker is coming again, and it's still spicy, even more so for the second time. Your final 2 power-ups are offered via the KOM and sprint, so if you get a favorable finisher power-up, seriously consider keeping it. And remember, this is not a downhill finish. Attacks will likely get reeled in. Save the real fight for the end. Any sort of marginal gains you manage through drafting will significantly help just down the road. The last climb is long, steady, and absolutely brutal. As we approach the stone bridge again, start moving forward. By the time you pass under the 2 overpasses, you want to be well positioned. Don't do what I do here and spend watts moving up too late. Once the gradients rise to 3% plus, gaps open instantly. This is where the winning move usually happens. Drafting still matters here, so stay tucked in as long as possible, but when somebody goes, you must respond. The roundabout makes the finish look further away than it truly is. Once you come through it, there's less than 300 meters to go. And here's the key lesson from my footage. Don't hesitate. If you have anything left, launch. Everyone is blowing up anyway. Better to blow up at the front than to fade off the back.